Well, a lot of it's just it's what is a blower? I mean, we're basically there's CFM and there's miles per hour. Okay, CFM gives us our volume, how much air are we pushing, and miles per hour gives us our power, power to move that. So think of it as basically all we're doing here is necking it down. Is we're necking it down to give us a little bit more power. Okay, so we cut this. It opened up the tube now, even though it's probably only a few millimeters. Now we lost RPMs, but we gained a little bit more volume of air. Okay, so you got to think of it as blowing through a straw. We can blow 200 miles an hour through a straw, but there's no volume. Blow a straw and blow off this parking lot and see what's going to happen. You're going to be here for a year. So it's kind of a magic point there when it comes to that. The other part of this is, again, we talked about the machines are designed to run the way they're built. When they come out of the box. Okay, a lot of guys love to drag their blower tip all day long, and it doesn't take much, and you're going to start to wear it out. Okay, again, we change the dynamics of the engine. Okay, so we're changing now. It doesn't have that restriction, that backflow coming back in the engine. Now your RPM's changing your engine. Okay, so what does that mean? Now it's going to run a little bit lower RPM. So now it's not running where it's supposed to be at that temperature. So you're not burning the fuel, you're not burning the oil properly. So our one blower, our low noise, our new PV760LN. One of the most crucial parts of that unit right there is that blower tip. If you guys who ran this blower tip properly, RPMs are anywhere for, let's say, about 6,000 RPMs. Guys who don't have this neck down, you lost about 500 RPMs. Okay, so you're losing almost 10% of power, just this few millimeters of material. So, and then that's 10%. It's a lot. 500 RPMs, 500 RPMs, a lot. When you're using it as a blower, there's a lot of power lost there. So it's one of those things that it's very important to make sure you're you have the proper pipes in a blower. You're using all the pipes. I've seen it where guys have taken out. They're using just a swivel, just the first tube, or they've taken out the middle tube because they say we're short. Well, when you're using a blower, you're not supposed to be blowing here. You're supposed to be blowing here, 45 degrees in front of you. Okay, so I don't care how tall or short you are. It doesn't matter because you're holding a tube out at 45 degrees versus here at your feet. And I understand there's situations where you got to get behind something but for the most part, for everyday use, you're using that blower, you're pushing that air in front of you. Okay, so removing pipes, again, all it does is change the dynamics of the engine. Again, it just that margin of error starts changing, starts decreasing, and then you start having issues with your equipment. Okay, but that's why you always got to have that neck down tube, and that's what it is. Basically, we're just contracting that air and giving us a little bit more power on it. So most manufacturers, whether it's the neck down or the tube itself, centers down to but that's what it is we're cutting that air into power, and the miles, giving us that miles per hour. So